Hello there, this is the guy that might still cough in the middle of recording, and welcome back to this video. So pardon me if I cough in the middle of the recording itself, because my cough is still there, unfortunately. Still a little bit under the weather, but a lot better right now. But for today's video, we are back on the test server, and we just unlocked Plague Creeper, which is the upcoming Primal lot for the global server. I don't think it's released yet. I think it'll probably take like a few more days or maybe 1 or 2 more weeks, but it's here on the test server. So without further ado, let's jump into the bosses kit and take a look at what are some of the recommended units, and then we'll do some runs to do some like simple damage gauging or something. Okay, so without further ado, let's take a look at the recommended. So if we take a look at this, the recommended units are AoE damage units. So I can understand why Talon is there. I can understand why Skalita is there. Iron, yes. Dino, yes. They are all amazing AoE attacker. Atalanta as a recommended AoE damage dealer. That's interesting. This is the very first time I see Atalanta recommended anywhere, to be really honest. Although, if Atalanta is not interrupted, I think her control as well as AoE abilities are nothing to be scoffed at, but I don't know how good she will be for this boss, but then she's recommended here. Okay, so these are the recommended. So you definitely need some sort of AoE damage for this boss, unfortunately. And then if we take a look at the boss's kit, let's take a look at the tips. So it's a tank, magical damage dealer with 20 rage. So ultimate super mud bombs shakes its body, launching a total of 8 mud bombs, and each mud bomb deals 110% damage to a random target and all adjacent enemies. Okay, so this all adjacent enemies. This is something that I think we will have to observe later. How big is the AoE for the adjacent enemies? If it's a very, very small AoE, then you can actually effectively reduce the damage output by spacing out your units. Okay, but it's a 8 individual mud bomb that is able to do damage 8 times and then cause a mini AoE damage. Okay, so that's for the ultimate itself. Next, let's take a look at the second skill. Toxic Abomination spews a toxic gas across the battlefield, dealing damage per second to all enemies. The gas lasts up to 5 seconds. Okay, so it's damage over time. I guess you probably need some sort of healing to heal back the damage done by this skill, I guess. So yeah, your Smokey, your Mikola, or your good healer should still be a thing. Intermittent Split. Split into 3 large plague rods. Whenever the plague creeper loses HP equals to 20,000% of its initial attack. When large plague rods are defeated, each one will split into 2 medium plague rods. When these medium plague rods are defeated, each will further split into 2 small plague rods. The total HP of the plague rods resulting from splitting is equals to 15,000% of the plague creeper's initial attack, and they will transfer the damage received back to the plague creeper. Once all plague rods are defeated, they will merge back into the plague creeper, which will remain weakened for 8 seconds, during which damage taken is increased by 20%. After each merge, the HP required to trigger the next split and the total HP of the plague rod produced increased by 150%. Oh, so this is the reason why you need AoE, because this boss will split into large, into medium, and then into smaller version of itself, and then you need to quickly remove it to get the weakened state on the boss itself. Okay, interesting. So this is probably the reason for the AoE. We'll take a look at the animation later on, but it's probably the boss just splitting into smaller slimes, like the smaller bodies over here. So for the 4th skill, Plague Rod Replication. Split from the Plague Creeper can use various skills to attack enemies, but the number of skills decreases with each bleed. So skill 1 patrols along a fixed path, leaving behind a trail of poisonous sludge. Skill 2 launches 2 sludge bombs at random targets. Skill 3 launches an explosion upon defeat, creating an sludge pool that continuously damages enemies. Okay, so from the looks of it, the boss doesn't have that much of a control. So I guess Smokey should still be a relatively decent healer here. Let me just claim the, what's the reward? Better rewards, okay. So I think the boss's control is not that like crazy, and I think to a certain extent, Smokey should still be really, really good as a support character. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna be using Lily May as my single target carry. And the thing about this boss is your factional talent actually gets activated. Okay, So another way for you to actually remove the summons is to actually put one unit on this tile over here when you're using the Mauler factional talent, because this Mauler factional talent provides you with the ability to do additional AoE damage. So this one gives you a shield and then deals damage to all adjacent enemy and continue to do same damage every 5 seconds to adjacent enemies. So there's a little bit of mini AoE there. So that's why I'm gonna put this one over here. We're gonna put Coco here. I guess we are going to protect Smokey here, and then we're gonna keep Lily May at the back. I think this is a good range. And luckily for me, because right now we are done with the story, so we just got the brand new Tight Core spell artifact. So this is from the final battle with Hodgkin. The last artifact to be unlocked from the story perspective, gives us 7 haste, 14% HP, 7 crit. So let's run through the ability of this one first and see whether or not I can upgrade to level 15. I think I'm close. Yeah, I think I'm close because my level is 441. So unfortunately, this is a free-to-play account, so I probably won't be bumping this to 450, but I guess I should be 450 tomorrow. So for this one, this ability works like this. After allied hero casts their ultimate a total of 5 times, you evoke Tidal Strength to strike all enemies, dealing AoE magical damage and a soak effect. So soak enemies deals less damage and takes more damage. So this is a upgraded version of the Starshot spell. Yeah, upgraded version. But I think at the start it's a lot weaker because Starshot spell procs every 3 ultimate. This one procs every 5 ultimate. So the stats is a lot better. The debuff as well as the damage output seems a little bit more optimal. But then this is also magical damage. Yeah, magical damage. So it fits into the Iron team really well. So I'll be using Tight Core spell just to fight against this boss. So without further ado, let's do 1 or 2 runs first, and then we do some post-battle recap to see what happened there. Okay, positionings as such, we're gonna give Iron this buff, gonna put Coco behind old Smokey, and then Odie is relatively... I think we'll keep some space between the units. Yeah, just to prevent the ultimate from doing too much. So the ultimate deals damage there. Then we'll use the Tight Core spell for this one. Let's start the battle. Okay. So go at one time. Okay, Iron goes in. Okay. So that's the Poisonous Cloud that deals damage over time. So for this one, if you have a healer like Smokey or Mikola, you should be able to tide through the DOT over time. Since the boss doesn't have any control, so the healing from your support probably should be sufficient. But as usual, right, your usual like Primal Lords, their damage scaling will increase the more HP they lose. So obviously the poison will be what is eventually going to kill us, because it's going to hit so hard that the heal is just going to be outshadowed by this poison. Okay, so Iron uses the ultimate. Okay, Tight Core spell debuffs the boss, causing the boss to do less damage. Okay, and then the Tight Core spell is also able to help us how do I put it, like survive better and do damage. Yeah, because of the damage reduction. Okay. Okay, so the boss haven't split yet. I don't know whether or not it's because we're not dealing enough damage. Okay, did the boss use the mud ball effect? Okay, so the poisonous mist is from the cloud itself. This is the boss normal attacking. Okay, the boss haven't split on this yet, so I'm assuming we haven't hit the damage threshold for the boss to start splitting, unfortunately. Okay, so this is the mud ball. This is the mud ball. Okay, later on we'll do the replay to just take a look at the mud ball. But the boss of my account hasn't even started splitting yet. Pretty unfortunate. Later on we'll try the Starshot spell just to see how this splitting will work. Okay. Yeah, so my damage is still, I'll say, like a little bit far off, I guess, unfortunately. So we didn't get to see the splitting ability of this boss. So unfortunate. Hopefully I can at least force the boss to split at least once so I can show it to you guys. Okay, so the boss, yeah. Okay, so this is where the boss starts to split. So it starts to split from the 3 large one, and then it will start parading through. Oh wow, it's really really tanky though. Holy crap, it's not like the mini summon kind of thing. It's super duper tanky. Okay. I guess we will probably be able to see more if our account is a lot stronger. But let's just run through the... Okay, my rank is really low. But anyway, let's run through the replay again just to see the abilities. Okay. So we went in, debuff the boss. Damage a little low here. Normal attack on the boss. Okay, so this is normal attacking. Okay, goes in to do damage. Okay, so this is the mud bomb. So I can't really see the mud bomb animation that clearly, but it seems like, you know, it's hitting Odie, it's hitting Coco and Smokey, and I guess it's a one tile range AoE, I guess, right? For the adjacent enemy side. So I guess keeping a gap should be the way to go, since the boss doesn't have... Okay, one more thing about keeping the gap is also because the summons, right, that were showcased actually parade through the battlefield, right? And the trail left by the summon actually deals damage. So if you clump up your units and then the summon just parades through your team, your whole team is going to get hit by the poison. So this is just us not strong enough to force out the subsequent transformation. I guess what I'll do is we'll use Starshot spell for the next one. Yeah, so this is just a pretty simple boss. So I think units that are using their channeling skill is still good for this boss, since the boss doesn't have any control effect. So all the smoky lovers are still safe. Oh shit, I totally forgot about Reina. Oh my god. Okay. We are gonna take out Coco and put in Reina for the next one, just to get damage M on this boss. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's for the replay. I'm gonna try to optimize my damage a little bit to see whether or not we can force out more from the boss. Reina debuff, and we're gonna send in Odie, I guess. Yeah, I think we're gonna send in Odie. And we're still going to use the same lineup. I think the damage M on the boss is going to hurt the boss a lot more. And for this one, we'll use Starshot spell because I think Starshot spell will proc a lot quicker, doing a lot more damage. Okay, so let's give it a try. Since the boss doesn't have any sort of control, let's do it 2 times for this one. Okay, so normal attack, normal attack. So when the boss does this is the mud shot, when the boss will start roaring, and then the mud bomb will start dropping on the ally. So 1 tile range, there's a mini AoE damage there. Okay. So this is the poisonous cloud, represented by the green color fog over here, but should be fine as long as you have your healers in your team. I wonder if the melee teams or melee units are better. So unfortunately for this account, I do not have Lenya developed. Neither do I have a very developed melee team. My Mikola is close to Mythic Plus though, so I will be experimenting in the next few days. And right, as usual, this is just a first impression or showcase of the boss. So I will probably be releasing the meta videos, the best teams, the different team combinations that you can use, closer to the actual release of this boss on the global server side. Yeah, so let's see whether or not this time around we can force out the boss transform and then see more of it. So it's around the 5... yeah, okay, so 5 box range is the very first one. So the boss starts to split. Can we kill this tree and see how far it goes? Okay, so this is the 3 summons just parading across the battlefield. Okay, I think Iron's gonna be really, really invaluable though, together with magical teams. But then Dano is also one of the recommended characters. So as we are dealing damage to these summons, the boss's damage dealt is still increasing, right? Yeah, so Lily May is still doing the most damage. Odie, okay, if you take a look at this damage output itself, Iron, okay, the thing about Iron is this, right? Iron, although it's a good AoE attacker, feels a little bit lackluster for this boss. So could we be better off just using the full Mauler setup and giving the AoE buff to one of our units? For example, like Odie, or for example, like Lily May. Yeah, don't think we need that much. Although Iron's magical defense debuff might be really helpful though. Could have been the reason why Odie and Lily May was able to do more. So let's go with the final battle against this boss. and see how the boss works. Hopefully we break our own record. So now I think Iron should still be okay, but we just go back to tight core spell for this one and see how well we do here. Let's go. I think we should definitely do better because Lily May got an upgrade from the previous one. So I'm just going to run this at 2 times and see whether or not we get better damage. But I think in my mind, it could be that physical attackers are the way to go because Dino as well as Skeleta are recommended. But then Talon is also recommended. So Talon with Iron is still incredible for that pulling as well as AoE damage from Talon. So I guess Talon for the early game of this season has been a really spectacular character, unfortunately. Yeah, I personally haven't invested in Talon on my account because like previously Talon was a little bit underpowered in the Storm Strife season, at least towards the end game stuff. But in the early game side right now, I think Talon is pretty good for a lot of different Dream Realm bosses. And for this boss specifically, yeah, with the Smoky heals as well as Mikola support, I think Mikola it's safe to say that Talon can channel the okay, we killed the boss a lot quicker here. So we got 20 seconds to showcase this summon part. Okay, so Iron pulls everyone together. Nice. So as we are hitting the summons, we are still doing damage to the boss itself. So insta kill one. Nice. Can we insta kill another one? Okay, so it further splits into the smaller one. Okay, so I guess this is how the kit works. Yeah, so it will continuously split, and then eventually once we go down to the last small plague rod, the boss will return, and then in a weakened state, which means that we probably can do more damage from there. Okay, really nice stuff. So from this runs itself, we are able to get at least top 200. Very nice stuff. So that's it for the first impression, first showcase for the Plague Creeper Primal Lot boss, which is going to come to a global site in a few days time or even 1 week's time. So thank you very much for watching. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more. See you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.